Dime qué es lo que esperas. Dime qué quieres ver.
Good morning, beautiful ones. Welcome back to the House of Joseph. If you're new here, a very warm welcome to you, and if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. Now then, guys, in today's video we're going to be looking at 3 foundation brushes, and I'm going to be showing you how to use each one. So we'll be starting off with the paddle brush. This is the traditional paddle brush. These were £3.50 each from Wilko's, on sale at the minute because Wilko's is closing down. Who knew? Well, I knew because I was in there the other day and I bought these 3 for okay. And I'll also be showing you how to use the stippling brush, and finally I'll be showing you how to use the quite new, it's quite a newcomer to the beauty world, but the oval brush. So if that sounds like something you guys want to find out more about, stay tuned. And beautiful ones, to test out our fabulous new brushes, we're going to be using this foundation, which is also brand new. I don't know whether you can see that. It's still got all the wrapping and that on it. And I will do a blind review on this, not today though. Today we're just focusing on the foundation brushes, but this is the foundation we'll be using. This is the Lasting Radiance SPF 25 foundation by Rimmel. This is in shade Fair Ivory, I think. Hang on, sorry. Oh, sorry, True Ivory. I'm lying again. Fibber, aren't I, guys? So, yeah, I am trying to keep my tutorials a little bit shorter, so they're a little bit snappier. Do you know what I mean? So I'll start by just removing the cellophane from this one. I got this from, from Sainsbury's. I think it was something like £10. Again, I'll find out and I'll put it down here and I'll link this into the description. So this is the foundation, and I haven't seen any reviews on this one at all. So all I know about this one is the fact it's supposed to last for all day and it's supposed to give you radiance, and it has an anti-pollution complex too, so it should be quite good for the skin, I guess. What I think I'll do, guys, is to apply a layer of this just straight out of the bottle using fingers on the left hand side of my, so that would appear right to you, and on this side I'll use the paddle brush, and I'll do that for each brush I use, shall I? So without any further waffle from yours truly, let's just get a big layer of him on, although you won't need that much makeup in the end, because I'll talk to you about tips and that in a minute. So just get some of him on your finger. The colour match is quite good, I suppose, isn't it? This foundation stinks though, it does, it honks. It's got that horrible sort of perfumey smell, do you know what I mean? Or the smell that makes me want to the same as the Bourjois Healthy Mix foundation, although this is very, very sparkly, very radiant sort of foundation. So, and as I said, I will do a blind review on this one, King Fingers, at a later date, but not today. So, because today we're just focusing on the brushes, aren't we? We just clean up stoush and brows. Are you all okay, beautiful ones? Hope so. Today it looks like it's the official last day of summer in England, because the sun has deigned to shine for us, which is always nice, isn't it? So, right, that's one layer of him on the left hand side of my face. As I said, that would appear right. Can you see it's got a very slight yellow sort of tone to it? Yellow cast, which I'm not a fan of at all. And the smell of this isn't a foundation review, this is a tutorial showing you how to use foundation brushes. So this is called the paddle brush. This is the bog standard foundation brush, which has been around for 20 years. And Estee Lauder, I think, were one of the first companies to introduce brushes. And since then they've become quite advanced, and we've got things like the stippling brush now and the oval brush too. Stop waffling, man, and get that on them old chops is right. Okay, so now then, so beautiful ones, I've got a little bit of foundation left, and that will be plenty for the right hand side of my face, and I'm not going to use all of that. So the key to using foundation brushes is to use very, very small amounts to build up coverage where you want, and I don't need much coverage. In fact, I don't really need any, and I don't wear foundation on a daily basis. But so, and all this brush does is it puts foundation on your skin. It will leave streaks, it will leave patches. It won't blend seamlessly, so all we're doing here is just applying the makeup onto the skin. I don't think I'm going to be able to use this foundation for much longer, it stinks. It's got that really horrible sort of, and then waffling. And then obviously, because we have streaks and patches on our skin from the foundation brush, we need to then go in with the beauty sponge. So just a light, and this is a slightly damp one, it's not soaking, so. And this will just blur all of those, all of those patches and those streaks together to give us a far more seamless finish. So keep blending, guys. And this should give you that airbrushed sort of, vibe we're all after, really, aren't we? So we've now applied some of the Lasting Radiance foundation using the paddle brush. This is called a paddle brush, by the way, guys, in case you didn't know. And of course, you can then build up coverage. So again, should we put another layer on? Why not? It's what we're here for, isn't it, guys? So put another dollop of him on there. Again, not so much this time. And telling you now, guys, this side here looks really, really false and unnatural. This side here looks just flawless and gorgeous. So again, go in with the brush, just use a very, very small amount. So, and then we'll go back onto my face again, starting in the center of your face, because we have most of our texture there, most of our pores are accumulated in the center, and then blend out. And obviously, as I've already said, this will leave streaks, it will leave patches. So don't worry, you know, if you suddenly think, my goodness me, this foundation brush is rubbish. These are actually very, very good. These foundation brushes, very good quality. As I said, £3.50 each from Wilko's. You can't go wrong, guys, can you? And this is I think it's a natural bristled brush. All three of these are so. And then go straight in with your sponge, guys. So. And as I've said already, at the risk of repeating myself, all this is doing is it's blending those streaks and those patches together. Bring it down onto your neck, touch them into your beard for uniformity. Okay, so what I'll do now is have an inspection, and this side obviously looks really, really false. This side, supernatural. So glasses on, glasses are filthy, as usual. So eyebrows need attending to, don't they? Foundation, mind you, I suppose, no. This side feels really, really greasy. This side just feels soft and hydrated, but not overly moisturized, which is good. So I love this side with the fact, can you see there the glow it's given my skin? It's just airbrushed everything, hasn't it? It really, really has. Wow. Whereas this side's a little bit too full on IMHR, in my honest opinion. And obviously, one of the other good things about having a foundation brush is that you can work into the nooks and crevices of your face. So the nostrils and in here, the corner of your eyes tend to be quite difficult areas to access. And don't forget to get your temples, guys, as well. Even go onto your ears if you want. Right. And always, always, always when you're using a paddle brush, don't forget to go in with your sponge afterwards, because if you don't, you'll end up looking like a pink zebra or a thing with loads of lines on its face, which is never a good look, really, guys, is it? No, it's so not. Okay, gorgeous ones. So, yep, I'm pretty pleased, certainly with this side, not so pleased with this side, and this foundation is highly perfumed. Stop moaning about the foundation being scented, man. Okay, will do. So what I'll go and do now is I'll just go into the bathroom and clean off moustache properly, because there's way too much makeup on eyebrows and moustache now to challenge the old J-cloth. I actually need soap and water on these old whiskers, so I'll go and do that back in 2 minutes. So beautiful ones. We've just applied a layer of the Lasting Radiance foundation to my left-hand side of my face using fingers, and we used the paddle brush, didn't we, on the right-hand side, which again will appear left to you. Stop going on about which side's going to appear where to who, please, ma'am. Okay, sorry. Right, okay. And as you can see, the right-hand side of my face, again, which will appear left to you, looks really, really cakey. You can see a tide line here, here down on my chin, up going onto my neck, even though we did actually blend it onto my neck, didn't we? However, look at the right-hand side of my face, which will appear left to you. Can you see how airbrushed it looks? It just looks amazing, doesn't it? Flawless, yet invisible on the skin. And that's thanks to the brush application. Although it's really, really, really important, guys, to follow up with a sponge. And it doesn't matter what sort of strokes you apply the foundation onto the skin with this particular brush. It does with the other two. However, the whole point behind it is just getting the foundation onto the skin, because once it's on your skin, then you have to blend it to within an inch of its life using sponge. So using a clean J cloth, I'm just removing that layer of foundation as best as I can. So beautiful. And should we move on and talk about the old stippling brush? Again, £3.50. Again, very good quality. Again, from Wilko's. So, and again, how many times is the man going to say again today? Well, I don't know really. It's anyone's guess, isn't it? So again, stop saying again. I'll get a layer of, a dollop of the Lasting Radiance onto my hand. Same rules apply, guys. We're going to be going in with a very small amount of this foundation. So what I'll do is I'll just finger blend that one in, just so it gives me something to pick up with the stippling brush. So, you know, just pick up. So I should show you what I'm doing, shouldn't I? Can you see that on the brush? So once more into the center of the face, and just apply it first of all using the brush, and then what we're going to do is just go in very, very small circular motions And you see people on YouTube slapping loads of foundation all over their face, and they're using completely the wrong technique, guys. What we're aiming to do here is to push the foundation into crevices on the face, so wrinkles, pores, open pores and stuff like that. You can, obviously, you can sweep it on if you want. There are no rules to makeup, although this is my preferred method, is to go in with small circular motions. And we're applying quite a bit of pressure at the same time as well, and I'm dabbing as well as going circular. And another tip, guys, is if you want precision, hold your brush towards the end of the brush. God, this foundation stinks. It's making me feel physically sick. You know what I'm like, how sensitive I am to scents. Right, so now that's that layer of that one on using the stippling brush, isn't it? Now what you can do is just to sweep. So let's just sweep some of him over. And what we've done basically there is we've pushed the foundation into the crevices and the holes, so pores and so on and so forth on my old face. Less of the old man. Trouble with myself again, beautiful ones. How often does that happen? Quite regularly, doesn't it? So once more, guys, we've applied another layer of the Lasting Radiance foundation on the right-hand side of my face using a very, very, very small amount, which you can always build up. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just going with a little bit more. And focused on areas which need more coverage, so that tends to be around here in my case, and just stipple it in and then go in with the small circular motions. Holding the brush at the very end. Almost as if we're polishing, do you know what I mean? And then just finish off by sweeping. So what we've done is that we've filled the pores with the foundation, and now we need to just smooth over the top, and that's what you do with the sweeping motion. Hope that makes sense, guys. This is all stuff I've learned off my course. I didn't go with the Institute of Makeup Artistry in the end. I went with a different company. I found them a little bit dishonest, really, but I'll talk to you about that at a later date. Right, so let's just have a quick clean up, and I'll go and take another little video. Sorry, guys, the lighting is really, really poor today. Can you see how dark and washed out I look? Doesn't matter, does it really? So now we've learned, and I'll show the video now if that's okay. We've learned how to use a stippling brush, and it's important to get the foundation on your skin first of all via the brush, and then apply with small circular motions to push the foundation into your pores or crevices or holes in your face, basically, and then to sweep over with the brush to basically, there's a fly, oh dear, to seal off the foundation or to give it a smooth finish. Do you know what I mean? So that's basically how to use a stippling brush. So far, guys, we've learned how to use a paddle brush and a stippling brush. So now it's time for the oval brush. Now this one, it feels like velvet. This is a very flat cushion sort of brush. There are very dense hairs in there. I don't know whether you can see that or not. Yeah, you can there, can't you, along the side? But it just feels like velvet on the skin. And this one doesn't need that much of a special technique to it. So again, I'll just apply a very small amount of, well, that's quite a bit of foundation you've got there, mister. Oh well. My bad, eh? And again, and if you notice something, you see people applying foundations straight onto the brushes, don't you? Like that. That's something I would never ever do in a million years, guys. And do you know why? Two reasons, really. Firstly is the waste. You'll be wasting loads and loads and loads of foundation if you keep doing that, because it's being absorbed into the brush. The brush is holding onto it, clinging onto it, and then it could just spoil or go off or go rancid. And B, you just don't need that much foundation on your face. And you know, I've said all along, haven't I, to build up small layers and to, right, stop waffling. So again, I'm just going to apply a very small amount of that one onto this brush. Okay, can you see that there? Just finger blend him in a little bit. And this time, start in the center of the face again. It's going to go up and down. Again, it's really important to get the foundation onto your skin first, and then you can start to move it around. And we're just going to go in circular. Hold the brush at the end. Can you see what I'm doing here, guys? I'm going in small circular motions. And what we're doing there is again, this is sort of similar to a stippling brush, although this one will give you a far more airbrush sort of look, because the hairs are packed so much closer together. So again, guys, circular motions. And the oval brush is a really new invention, guys. I mean, it looks pretty Victorian, doesn't it? But it's a new invention, so these haven't been around really for that long. And then just do the same as we did with the stippling brush, just sweep across to seal the deal with this one. Go into the beard. Bring it down onto the neck too. Don't forget your necks, guys. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing more telling than ears, which are a totally different colour, and a neck with a tied line on it or tied mark. I would stop there for myself. I don't wear makeup anyway, but if I was going to go out looking like, wearing foundation, wanting my skin to look a little bit better than it does, I would stop after just one layer. However, let's build this up, shall we? So a little bit more. Again, a very small amount there. About half a pump, I would say there, guys. Again, just finger that one, just so we've got something to pick up. Because obviously, if I've just got a great big blob there and I pick that up with the oval brush, it's going to just have one concentrated amount of foundation, isn't it? So step one is to put the foundation onto the skin. It doesn't really matter how you could pat it on, I guess, or start in the center of your face and then circular motion. So get your brush by the end, and that allows a little bit more precision, or precision as I sometimes call it. Showing off now, beautiful ones. And then just sweep across just to seal the top of the foundation once you've pushed it into them old pores. Less of the old, won't tell you again. Right. I should have said at the very start, at the top of this tutorial, guys, that this video is in fact a request by my dear friend Luann. Hi Luann, how are you doing? Luann lives in Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, and she requested that I did a video on brushes. So this is the first in a series of makeup brushes tutorials I'll be doing. So that's how to use the oval brush. As I said, a new invention. So beautiful ones. As you can see here, the side we applied the foundation straight out of the bottle from looks really, really cakey. Not that cakey though. It's quite a natural looking foundation, I guess. Although it is really, really, really shimmery and really sheeny and glowy, I guess. It's sparkly. I mean, I put some on the back of my hand in the shop and it looked really, really, really sparkly and glittery. Stop waffling. Okay. And the other side of my face just looks airbrushed and flawless, doesn't it? So amazing. So I guess a good question would be, beautiful ones, is why do we even need a foundation brush? In my opinion, we don't even need them really. I mean, obviously they offer you a little bit more precision than just using fingers. A little bit more cleanliness, I guess, as well. But please make sure you wash your brushes every time you use them. Otherwise they'll get dirty, they'll harbour germs, so on and so forth. I reckon myself it's a marketing ploy or a cynical bid from the companies to get more money out of you, because there's nothing better than using your fingers, is there, guys? So beautiful ones. In today's tutorial, we've had a look at the paddle brush, haven't we? And we found that all we can do with this is to put foundation on our skin. It will leave strips, it will leave streaks and patches. Go in with a soaked or just a dry sponge afterwards to blend them all together to perfect off. A little bit more work, I guess, than the other two, or using fingers, but it's a ritual, isn't it, at the end of the day? And then we looked at the stippling brush, which we used to push the foundation into our skin. Remember, we used very small circular motions, didn't we? And then we swept afterwards too. And what that does is it basically pushes the foundation into the skin to fill the pores or the wrinkles. And then by smoothing over, we're just basically sealing the deal. And then finally, I'm quite impressed with this application, actually. I mean, I think out of all three, the oval brush is definitely by far the best. It's given my skin a really lovely airbrush sort of look, hasn't it? And we basically did the same as we did with the stippling brush, although we didn't really push it in that much, did we? We just applied it on with this one and then blended it in, and then I swept again, didn't I? So that's it for today, beautiful ones. If you enjoyed today's tutorial, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Similarly, consider subscribing, hit the notifications button to all so you're notified every time I release new videos, which is pretty regularly. And upcoming soon will be the blind review on the Lasting Radiance foundation. I think it's probably going to fail anyway because it just stinks to high heaven, but doesn't matter, guys, does it? Okay, all that remains is for me to wish you beautiful ones a gorgeous Wednesday. Have a lovely week and I'll see you all very, very soon. Lots of love.